Damn, perfect hands. What do you want to play on turn one? Does it matter? Double green, double blue, green sour, I guess. This is the best political discussion chat on Twitch. People are mostly reasonable and able to stay calm so we can conduct XYZ business and stuff. Yeah, but to be fair, like, most people who chat are, like, probably somewhat left-wing, liberal. People who are on the other side probably just stay quiet. But yeah. Freaking left. Bleeding heart liberal. Socialists. That one always makes me laugh. When they say socialists like it's a bad thing. Like it's a terrible word. Yeah, or yeah, it's a bit of an echo chamber. Adam's our big dissident, kind of our big like one of the ones who like discuss stuff and was like, you know, slightly different opinions about stuff. Ooh, tempting. Does this thing still do anything whenever another picture can? Who subbed? Who did that? Crazy Seaman. Thank you so much for the resub. 41 months of having to endure the awful left-wing takes. Extreme left. Alright, do I want to kill both creatures, or do I want to Overlord plus Binding? I don't like killing both creatures, honestly. Just really, really slow them down as much as possible. I also do get to, like, turn on the Binding next turn if I want. Maybe that was too bad. I would have drawn 2 more cards. Maybe I'm too scared of what they can do, but... Ooh, the one of Thoughtseize for Fatal Push. It's just good deck building. Cavalier, Storm. Well, I guess might as well take Storm at this point. Is that all I can do this turn? Wow, weak. Weak sauce. So I didn't draw Spelunking. Dude, I can't imagine playing that deck and this happening once and then I'm just off it. All I need is the land, and I just draw freaking Leyline. I don't even really want to cast Zur here. Oh, screw that. Imagine casting Zur here when I could just draw all the cards. Surely I'm due for a Binding, right? Surely. Oh, unlucky. Next turn's gonna be nice, though. Why did pop in Invasion? I don't know. Am I dead to Lair? What? Why would I be dead to Lair? Oh, you mean dead to Nykthos Lair? Yeah, maybe I was. Made us all lose. I gave them a chance. I made it exciting. I think it's fine. Oh, it's all colors, so I can't verse it. Nice. All right. My turn now. Bonesaw ready? These are all 5/5s too. Wow, can't win. Hmm. They do have Death Touch. That's good, I guess. Alright, I'm definitely clicking buttons here and hope things work out. Yeah, well, like, obviously, be like me, get up the internet, hang out with your butts, play video games, eat a hamburger. Yeah. Also, some people are not be as affected as others. It might get real bad for a lot of people, and you could also argue, if you care about that stuff, there's definitely things you can do. You can get involved, you can organize, you can find. If there's like Lena was saying, what she does is she focuses on like specific subjects she really cares about and matters she cares about, and you look up local organization that are doing good job and sign up and stuff. But I mean, that's kind of what I told Liz that yesterday. I was like, because she's been like not freaking out, but I was like, just be all selfish for a bit. We're probably not very likely to be the most impacted people in the short run, anyways. Local is how you really help people. If you're frustrated, find a cause or way to help someone in your community. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I did with basketball. I was like, have some free time. Might as well combine it with something I enjoy doing and stuff. And helping coach some kids means, you know, Liz does like something similar too. She like tutors a teenager. Doesn't have to be like huge, like something huge, but and the whole verse goes from your best card to your worst card if they have Leyline in play. I guess I have Leyline to get rid of their Leyline. Maybe 4 verse can backfire. And maybe go for the Frodo's mid. I wonder if Veto is okay. Exile up to free target enchantments. Dispute might not be the worst. I'll do the one, the Miser's Dispute. They still play 4 Cura, right? And maybe pushing an elf is still important. And your all sideboard guy, you boarded Dispute both. Adam says, fun fact, local elections impact your life way more than federal. That's a solid start. Alright, hopefully they only have one payoff. Maybe that Extinction Event can catch me up.
Huh. Me out in the world XDD time fastest XDD time fastest XDD time fastest XDD business XDD time fastest XDD
It's gotta be Thoughtseize over push, right? Pick your poison and double troll. I'm gonna get the trolls eventually. Pick your poison's mildly annoying, but I'll just take a troll. Adam, thank you so much for the sub and everything else you do for the stream. Appreciate it. Geek says, I think this election, at least for me, is a wake-up call for me to get more active in my local community and government. Yeah, I mean, everyone's journey is different, but sometimes it's like kind of need a kick in the butt, or it's progressive, or you think about doing it, and you just gotta, you know, one of their cards pick your poison. This is when it enters. So I guess I should just play Temple Garden and say go. See what happens. That was rough though. That Trailblazer was the best card they could have drawn last turn, basically. Classic Thoughtseize bug. I mean, clearly they have something, so I guess I'll just verse the... I guess just verse the Trailblazer now. Won't you kill Kuro's verse? And I think Kuro is 2 colors, not 1 color. Yeah, you can't. 7 mana. Oh, that card. That plus Kuro's nasty. Dude, they drew Godly. They drew Trailblazer and then they drew a Nissa. What the hell? Oh, I guess I lose. Should I even bother? Does it have to pick your poison? I don't even want to show them the Extinction Event in case it ever matters. Alright, the Nissa's pretty good in this matchup. Alright, on the play. Now let's try both disputes. Let's cut a push. Acrebon says, I live in a red state and we were able to elect multiple LGBT friendly to the local school board campaign like crazy. Yeah, I think that works, right? Just talking to people, that actually still works on like one-on-one level and not social media and this and that. I like push. Yeah, but what if they don't have an elf? I mean, I have a lot of good cards in the matchup. What would you cut? For my it's literally gonna be random playing Pioneer. Hence me playing Pioneer these days.
Chatters, in the wake of these terrible news, let's unionize and get better XDD business wages. Together, we can be an unstoppable XDD conga.
Could take an elf and then bind their other elf. Maybe I'll do that. Thoughtseize bug. Oh man. That's like 5 mana minimum. Alright, maybe verse sucks and you just do one push. Exposure to different people works. There's a reason why rural people are overwhelmingly conservative. It's because they never meet the other in person and never have a reason to question their conservative programming. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. I mean, even for someone like me who's, you know, not conservative, you definitely... It's true for everyone. Binding Leyline and Prage? Prage for what, though? It does binding an elf and then play Zur. Hope they don't draw lands. I think you might be right though. And that card rate doesn't do much this game. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Just gonna say go. Come main phase Leyline, or else if they draw land, they just go Nissa. Obviously the downside is they draw Nykthos, I just lose. But I mean, oh, what can you do? If they tutor every turn of it of every game, you're gonna lose. Don't be an asshole. Don't try to take away rights. It's a bare minimum. I know someone I watched was saying a while ago that some people who vote for like red party, like red right wing, they just want someone to be worse off than them, basically. They just don't want to feel like it's like doesn't matter who, it's just at least, at least I'm better off than XYZ. I don't know, it feels like it might be true. That 4/4 is kind of embarrassing sometimes. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do now, though. They just our land, they go Nissa minus. Kill my binding. I guess that's not that big of a deal. I think some feel that way, not all. Obviously, Spelunking is just the greatest card always. Classic Spelunkings bailing me out. Alright, I'm just gonna YOLO kill an elf. Surely they're gonna draw something bad. There we go, elf. That might just be the swing I needed. I don't know, maybe that's not gonna be enough. See. Alright, can I beat that card? Don't look too impressive right now. Literally have to kill Spelunking and lose their Nissa. Nice. That's close. Close-ish. I'm not sure why they attacked instead of chum blocking, though. Not sure what they accomplished by not chum blocking. Did the Dems never learn their lesson? I don't know, maybe they will this time, but it's the same everywhere. I mean, on one side, part of me wants to say be positive and don't give up. Other side feel like we might just be cooked. Just might be cooked for good. Chad, you think it's too late for my right-wing Grifter arc? Will you all keep around, stay around if I do that? Yeah. I become a right-wing Grifter. You can all turn right-wing. Cult up. You sub to my Manas for Life Advice podcast. Alright, let's do it. Let's go. I'm in. I can sell some nice merch too. Hit the gym, eat only meat. The XDD party. It would probably work, honestly. Just have XDD as our mascots. I think I'll just play Overlord first. It's not run into Veto/Normalize, even though I'm potentially missing out on cards. Are we chatting? Oh, we've been chatting. We've been venting. We've been venting in our little bubble. Bummer doesn't begin to describe it, yeah. Yeah, things are probably going to get much, much worse before they get better. Turns out Liz Cheney was on our savior. Yeah. Good strat. Didn't work in the US, didn't work in France, doesn't work anywhere. We talked about it already. You're just normalizing far right-wing discourse. Just losing strats. How many lands do I really need at this point? Not sure. Quick says, I think the traditional Dem strategy of big money forces them to court center/right-wing voters. They can't take millions, billions in the nation and pitch really progressive policies people would actually vote for. Yeah, I mean, money is a problem. Rich people are a problem. System's definitely rigged. It's not getting better. Well, I don't know. Seems like grassroots also does work. Maybe it's just in the doc. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's just cherry picking a few. If you look at like AOC, etc., or there was one guy like that in France, was decently far left and beat a right wing, like locally beat a right wing guy who was, I think, incumbent, and just by grassroots and campaigning and this and that. But maybe that's just like statistical anomaly, kind of. Am I cooked? Let's try, I guess. Oh, I didn't even keep black mana up. I played swamp. Yeah, Cuskadeli. I mean, that's always the dream, but almost never happens. I guess What's His Face kind of did that. What's his name? The guys from the 70s, the American president from the 70s was the civil rights movement. Yeah, LBJ, I think. LeBron James? Wow, he's really the GOAT. Lyndon Johnson, right? I think a lot of people who like supported him and stuff didn't realize he would just like... If I can get rid of both Flamewalker, I'm in a D spot. Thinking LeBron James. Yeah, he was vocal about it on Twitter. Him, Taylor Swift. I was hopeful. We had some good ones on our team. People hate LeBron. I mean, he might be somewhat polarizing. I don't know, my fancy is Trump dies and JD Vance turns out to be like incredibly based and does another 180. I mean, he kind of did it once. Maybe he's got 180 left in him. A man can dream. He plays Magic. Maybe I should reach out. Maybe I'm one of his idols and he'll listen. Maybe LSV. Maybe Finkel? He could be watching right now. People vote Trump because they suck, unfortunately. Could also try and give them a reason to not vote for Trump. Vote for something better. The left's not always good at that. Anyhow. I think people just have a really short memory too. I mean, he literally didn't get reelected in 2020. He did such an amazing job, he could not get reelected. This game has been so bizarre. I guess I should just use these map tokens. They've done nothing. I don't want to play Up the Beanstalk, they could have Farewell. I'll keep a second Up the Beanstalk on top though. I should have played the Overlords. I'm silly. Now my board is weak to a sweeper. Can Flicker? Does that do anything? I mean, I still have Absorbing stock. Damn, I don't have an untapped land to pay for Normalize and turn on Up the Beanstalk. And I get Up the Beanstalk on top. Oh, they don't have it. I think the Biden health gate was a very big issue for the Dems, bigger than what they want to admit. I think all these things, honestly, are just... I mean, I keep saying it, but it's just the media. I mean, Trump has the same issues, and no one seemed to care. It's just like, feels like the left has lost the media battle, and just people's brain are just brainwashed and fake news and all that stuff. Or maybe it is me. Maybe it's the other way around. It like doesn't matter the issue, it's just doesn't matter how bad he is, doesn't like I mean it's like also every Republican argument is they're almost all like they don't hold up. It's always like insane double standards, straight up wrong, everything. Yeah, I mean Elon Musk is maybe the best example of that, and how it's just the billionaires who they have like such a high impact. Alright, I need to keep some lands and some untapped lands. I think I'm gonna get rid. I guess they're supposed to have in our set, right? I can't just get rid of Verse. I'll get rid of a land. Hope I don't regret it. Ultimately, America has a sexism and racist problem. This big part where reason we elected complete a couple of scumbags. Yeah, I think there's just just white men have been radicalized through the media they consume. Like literally, you had Trump have Dana White on his speech, and Dana White thanked Joe Rogan and that other podcaster. Just men of color slammed the T button. Wasn't it really? Thought it was still like way more of them voted for Harris. Gab, why aren't you taking Russian money from a shell company for your podcast? I don't know, I should. Maybe I'll start doing that. Liz will quit her job. Since it's Jover anyways. The Jover Rogan podcast with Gab. I like it. Sounds good. I like the sound of that. It's like back-to-back games, they're just not doing anything. Back to the urine anthem. I mean, whether I want it or not, I might have the urine anthem soon. It is possible. Spelunking or Verse? I'll keep trusty Spelunking. Yeah, I mean, Ted, I think a lot of people are gonna. I mean, it's kind of sad to say, but it kind of. We want things to get better. Probably things have to get pretty bad for a lot of the people who voted for Trump, you know. If he does whatever he says he wants to do, like next time there's a hurricane somewhere and there's no like relief funds and this, all these things that he might go after and cut and get rid of. It was a complete failure from the Dem sides. I don't know about complete failure. But yeah, obviously in hindsight, there's a lot. I mean, and even not in hindsight. I mean, it's hard to know what would have happened if they'd done things differently. Vanishing Verse, no. I like how even against blue-white, Zero is the best card, just the best card against everyone. I don't know who could have won on the Dem side this time. Headwinds were too strong. I mean, if you could argue that if Joe Biden drops, says he's not going to do a second term, they run a primary, I think they probably win. More legitimate candidate, someone people could get excited about, someone who doesn't have the Joe Biden's like baggage, even though you could argue that he did a fine job. Like that stuff doesn't always matter, I guess. Reality doesn't really matter anymore. Joe Biden didn't run. He won a primary, but they didn't run a primary this year. I guess I should just hardcast here. And I'm going to snowmoralize. I'll try I can afford to just sit back and play around normalize. Did they have a spot to normalize? I'll hardcast, make them have it, and their normalize might be good at some point anyways this game. And hopefully I just snowball here. Did I know the new blocker rule assignment rule? The new blocker assignment rule will be applied at the RC this weekend. I mean, your rules just come into play right away, right? They usually don't wait. Play the land or hold the land. I'm gonna play the land. Oh, right. There was a primary for Biden this time, but it was mostly. Wait, was there? They still have primaries. They're just generally unopposed, but he was opposed by RFK. What's the new rule? You'll have to order the blockers as an attacker player. So if you attack with a creature and they triple block, you don't have to say first, second, third. You just decide how you deal damage. A resolution. Like it was in the past. I don't remember how it worked in the past. It's been too long. Evian Legal, enemy is a good brew, is really perfect for Pioneer. I don't think there's anything great with Foundation, right? Played that matchup the other day and lost, I think. I can't remember if I got deck timed out. I think I maybe got deck game 1 and just timed out, but I would have lost game 3. Something like that. I can't remember now. I should have sagged that first, I guess. Veto. I'll keep a veto. Does Burst Lightning and Bolt Wave improve Boris burn enough to be a good deck? I don't know, but I do think these cards are good. I think Burst Lightning's pretty cool card. It's the Vintage Cube. Imagine voting Trump and being happy about it. I mean, I can't. But yeah, these people are... They're in for rough awakening. If I wait to bind, Then they can just have veto. They need to have veto for my binding and a removals for the 7/6 when I have flicker. Alright, I'll let Death resolve, I guess. Even though I know I have veto on top. But they're minusing on the Alright, well now I wanna bait. I wanna bait a veto because I'd rather resolve my flicker. Not they're tapped out. Okay. Flicker? Is that good? You'd vote Trump and be happy that the Democrats weren't in, but I wouldn't be partly happy Trump. Dude, you can't be serious, right? I mean, you're really rich, so story checks out, I guess. Just gonna assume you don't follow American politics at all. Are they just dead? 12? Yeah, it looks like they're just dead. I think this matchup's good though, but if you support Trump, you have every right to be happy. Most people here are not. It's your choice if you want to gloat, but be polite, okay, and don't expect people to like you. Also, I have bad news for you. If you voted for Trump, you're not part of our team. You're also not part of his team. And your life is not gonna get better. Oof, no Triome. If only my last hand had a Mana Confluence. Alright, I guess I'll keep. Oh, Leyline's not getting cast anytime soon, is it? Maybe I should still keep it. People accepting fascists so they can own the live shows are too good. No, but you don't get it. He doesn't actually mean it. He's not. It's the left. Kamala is the fascist. Alright, I might be in business. Your cards can line up really well against Phoenix, and Art's telling me yet. I want to go this. Probably still keep Vanishing Verse. Might need it. Maybe keeping Charm here was nonsensical. Probably. Here's how Bernie can still win, by the way. What? I'm listening. I'm desperate enough. They'll try to increase deportations as much as possible by running to the brick wall of the reality of logistics. Yeah, I mean, that's my. I don't know if I want to share my dark thoughts, but maybe people can figure out what I was thinking about the other day. Share? I don't want to give them any ideas. I should keep second zero or Overlord. Close one. Alright, looks like my play paid off. Can get rid of artist talent. I guess I should have played Verge here. They might just spell Pierce if they have it. Don't see why anything would happen to the Fed. Then Trump said he wanted to have control of the Fed and of a lot of these like agencies and stuff. You always wait to play zeros and men up to activate it. I mean, depends against whom, but in that spot, seemed good, yeah. I might just die next turn if I let them on tap with Artist Talent there. So I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to do. This guy's gonna activate. I think I'm gonna get rid of the talent. I think it's better than activating a second Overlord. They have 2 Phoenix in the yard now. So I can pay for that and not do anything. I get an Overlord to flip. I don't know. Maybe this is wrong, but I'm just gonna pay. I feel like it's just really important to get rid of Artist Talent. Like, is there a lot of seats up for re-election in 2 years? Like, that's what best case scenario at this point is, that things get so bad that in 2 years Dems win big in the elections. And formats RC this weekend, it's Pioneer. What happened to Joe Biden? Why did his vice president have to run then the first time that's happened? Yeah, I mean, usually the president runs for a second term almost always. But he was too unpopular, so he dropped out. And then the people in charge decided there was too little time to run a primary and just went with the vice president. Okay, so they're gonna shoot that. I'm not gonna get. I guess I'll Zur turn on which Overlord? This one, because the other one just flips. Yeah, turn on both. This way it's a 5/5 instead of 5/3. Have you been banned for being a Republican yet? I don't know. I was shocked you said you'd rather have Trump than Kamala. Even from a very rich white dude. I'm just hoping you don't realize how bad he is. Or I'm hoping we're all wrong here and he's not that bad. The RC is streamed on Fanfinity. Starts 9 a.m. I should have added that in the message. 9 a.m. Saturday, 9 a.m. Sunday. I'm gonna keep Vanishing Verse man up. I hope it's not the wrong call. Just right leaning on fiscal policy, left leaning on social policy, kind of the best of both with the current political setup. Yeah, but the argument is that he's like just gonna be bad for the economy. He's just bad. He's just like incompetent, only cares about himself and rich people.
Hello, Gab. Hello,
So,
everybody.
I mean, it's also potentially just fascist, and there's a world where there's just, not another fair election, and he's just America's Vladimir Putin. He came in at a bad time. Yeah, we've been taught. I mean, it's like literally 2 days after the elections. For people who hate that stuff, you'll live. Wasn't a fan of either choice, but some people voted Trump because they just don't like liberal policies. Not necessarily because they like Trump, blame the two-party system, but vilifying people for their choice is just superficial. I think there's a lot of things that are wrong with your statements. First of all, you're equating both sides, which I think are Just, one is like infinitely worse than the other. Second of all, that don't like liberal policies, it's usually like minor stuff that don't impact, well, minor in impact that don't impact them. That is like literally no impact on their day-to-day lives, and that are based on like studies and science and are good for people and net positive, and they've just been brainwashed by media. And vilifying people for their choice is just superficial. And I think calling out people for like racist stuff and all that stuff and is, if you don't do it, you just normalize it, and people think it's okay. I was raised Republican and conservative, but I had an awakening, thankfully. Oh, how did that happen? If you want to, don't mind sharing. It's always interesting. They probably have Lightning Axe. I need 3 mana for Zerg. Should I take the 1 damage to Versa? Went to college, got brainwashed. Yeah, I should have played it. That's all too conservative. Oh no, maybe it's not that bad. I don't mind sharing. My roommate at the time, also a Magic player, made me realize that my opinions were much more left-leaning than I led myself to believe. Yeah. I think that might be true for a lot of people, honestly. It just, not for everyone, but I think you can actually, just talking to people and taking the time and explaining, and they're like, oh yeah, it's them that kind of, it's like, makes sense. And yeah, I mean, the one of the best example is the abortion stuff, right? The abortion stuff in the US is maybe the best example of that. Thanks, Jose. Oh, you weren't trolling acidic? I was thinking maybe, I can't tell it was you sometimes if it's your like persona, if you're, well, that's unfortunate. You mean I've not convinced you yet? I'm not doing a very good job, I guess. All right, event high noon. I dislike Thoughtseize, but I think they could be good. I think you want all the Overlords because Cavern Overlord is how you beat their null BS, and then. So this is my default: no dispute, no veto, no Thoughtseize. I'm not sure though. Something's got to go. Maybe event is like too cute, but it seems like event should be a good card, and it has been. You perform many versions. Any archers.
XDD.
Hey, weeks. Thanks for the 4 months. Penguin, I don't know. Firstly, attacking shatters is great. I don't even know, honestly. Lands, Overlord, Verse, Avenger. Just gonna bottom event, I guess. Taxation, Look at my username, that is true.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Alright, I never know when to verse here. And there's spell pierce, but there's also an all, so I'm just gonna verse main phase actually. I feel like every time I pick wrong. Okay, I picked right. Sometimes I'll doing in their upkeep to waste one of their mana, but then they get to like consider end something else. I love how Gab can flip back to gameplay. Yeah, I mean it's kind of awkward, but yeah, I don't know acidic. I think the taxation you kind of need to tax the people who have the rich people because capitalism work and how if not like the rich get richer and it becomes like too big of a gap. And then illegal immigration, I mean, no one, no one wants the criminals and stuff, sure, but they're like not that much of them. And these people are just fleeing terrible situations that are, generally caused by, in part by US foreign politics who like kind of created that stuff in the first place. And then what was the last one? Treatment of Israel. I mean, honestly, if you're Jewish, I'm not gonna claim I can put myself in your shoes, even though clearly I have an opinion on the subject. Retract says the problem that we've got is that the world mostly operates in a capitalist environment. In order to change that, you kind of need a more coordinated global effort to start to reverse it. Yeah, no one can do it alone. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure capitalism is bad, but you need something to balance. You need like socialist policies to balance it. Because or else it's just the rich getting richer and having more influence and I mean it's just snowballing right now, and I think it's part of like why a lot of things are going poorly. But you probably do need something to motivate people, like I mean making more money I think is still like one of the biggest motivator of people doing stuff. Just kind of how humans work, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I might be off. I don't know. Just not making sense with that stuff. What are my thoughts on Mélenchon? I mean, I voted for him last time, but he was not my first choice. I just voted for him because he had a small chance of getting to the second round. Not a big fan, but he's also done a lot of good things. What are my thoughts on Macron? I voted for him the first time. I was happy about it too. I got duped. I got. I mean, I don't think he's the worst ever, but he's bad. Spell piercing coming. Well, they didn't have it for turn to Beanstalk. They're just going for it. You guys have like no other choice. Alright. Wait, did they mess up? Looks like they messed up. I have 3 Phoenixes now. They might just have a negate then. I was not super paying attention, but I thought I did what I could and things were going reasonably well for a second. Oh, I kept in Flicker. I think you want to cut Flicker because they have an all and disputes and stuff, and if you don't draw Cavern, they can keep you off that stuff. We didn't see Shredder, right? So against no Shredder, I think I just like Dobbin's Veto because it countered Artist Talent. 94% Republicans voted Trump in 2020 and 94 voted Trump in 2024. Yeah, the whole appealing to the moderates of the other side. Well, in that way, anyways, it didn't work in the U.S. It doesn't work in France. I mean, I can draw a lot of good cards, I guess. Even just black mana. Probably get cheap. Not sure it's a mashup where you mulligan super well, because the way you recover from mulligan is Up the Beanstalk, and they can just have a counter spell for your Up the Beanstalk. Stott says it worked in the UK only after Tories were in power for 12 years, so maybe 2000. No, but that, people get fed up with the people in power, they're not doing a good job. That still always works. Unless you just get a fascist and they change the laws and reg the system, and then there's no coming back, which, is not. So we saw Spell Pierce, we didn't see an all. I mean, I could wait a turn, I don't hate it. It's not a bad spot to it. This is the spots that are so tough against Phoenix. Where I could just jam Up the Beanstalk, jam Overlords. So how did they sequence? They went up, they went sleight of hand, keep the mana up. Alright. It's tough because sometimes you play that way and then you draw all lands. And then sometimes you hold and then you draw a bunch of spells and you die with a bunch of cards in hand. Does time benefit you? Might just pass. I mean, it depends. If I say go and they play Artist Talent, then sure. If I say go and they say go and now they have negate mana up and free to Fey, then I got Guts. That's why it's kind of tough. The fact that I had a backup threat made me want to go for it more here. But maybe that's not going to be enough. Like, one Overlord Phoenix can just overpower that. Hello, Christoph. Can we all agree that Capitalist is the reason we get the selection result and most of us agree that it's bad? I don't know about that. I don't know enough about the subject and listen to enough smart people talk about it, but I don't hate capitalism combined with socialist policies, or like combined with the right policies. I mean, what would you have instead of capitalism? I'll try. I don't know what that is. Sounds based. Sounds wholly based. Market socialist. Yeah, see, I don't know what market socialism is. Can't you have socialism and capitalism at the same time? Or capitalist and socialist policies? Like, just kind of keep in check capitalism? Free Phoenix in the top 20 is never good. Icy Wolf says China is market socialist. Doesn't seem that great to me. Not a big China fan over here. Do I have dual citizenship? No, I'm just French. My wife does now. She's French and American, and I think I think I could have Lebanese. I don't know what the rules are, but I used to at some point. I used to have Lebanese passport and stuff. I feel like there's a non-zero chance my opponent is ghosting, by the way. Feel like it's all sus. They didn't like try and bring back. Maybe they just played the matchup and they're just playing it safe. But Hey, you said it, Jim. You're Portuguese. I guess you can joke about it. Also, you added XDD. I mean, sometimes the Phoenix deck just has it all in hand, and they're like, "Why would I gamble? Why would I risk it?" It does feel like they're playing in a way to not bring back their Phoenixes right away and wait till they have negate mana up. I've not been really paying attention to the patterns. Refinement says abortion is not healthcare, it's taking a life. Plain and simple. Can disagree on how far it should go, but I'll escalate what it is. I mean, even if you believe that, put it in perspective was like how they let people die in everywhere, honestly. What do you think about the argument when someone says, if you're so pro-life, why don't you do more about like adults or kids who need it instead of worrying about fetuses? And what about all these illegal immigrants that are like fleeing misery and stuff? Don't you feel like there's a little discrepancy there? Yeah, I don't know if we should ban that person or this is obviously like, yeah. I mean, I guess acidic. The gap is too wide at some point. If that's your premise, if that's your, I don't know what to say. As long as not hostile, no ban emo. Yeah, that's how I feel, but maybe that's too lenient. Alright, is that prob gonna kill me if I hardcast Overlord here? I could say go, bind the Proft, cycle. I guess maybe I should cycle now if I'm gonna do that. Alright, let's try this line. It's one of those things that is very difficult to know unless you're impacted by it, or you could like listen to the people who are impacted by it. Like a lot of other things where it would be tough to know without being directly impacted by it. It's like kind of a weak argument sometimes. I don't know. Solipsism. I don't know what solipsism is. I'm traveling to Lille tomorrow. Well, I guess kind of feels good. They drew another profs anyways. I just so sus that they've played all these turns and never like brought back Phoenixes at any point. Oh, I just dead. They're one short. I don't know. It's what adding Zaxxes? 9 and wait. Wasn't I at 18? I was at 17. Oh yeah, we did play into the deck. I wonder if I should scoop here if I'm too far behind and this game's just gonna go forever and I'm gonna lose, or I guess they don't have the engine. They don't have an engine yet. Yeah, what happened in Germany? I didn't see the news. probably find out. The government gave up. But Christoph, who's also German, says he's optimistic about whatever it is we're talking about. Who don't? White Overlord or Blue Overlord? I like drawing cards, let's be real. Fatal Bush can probably go. The coalition couldn't come to agreement, so it got dissolved. The Neolith financial minister got gutted. Can someone explain Japan? Well, it all goes back to the year. So we're currently in limbo, but likeliest result is a new election being done early. We need Macy. Am I getting random? Am I getting ran over here? Where do I even start? Okay, let's try this. I'll gamblish. And then bind the talent. Germany is reigned by three parties currently. Yesterday, the Minister of Finance from the weakest party got fired from his position because he refused to cooperate with the other people. For the past few years, the dude leaked the private talks to a newspaper, and he talked about forcing re-elections. And now we probably get a right-wing sweep, and it'll turn much worse. Did you just say you were optimistic about it? I thought you literally just said you were optimistic about it. I just died to fatal push here, right? Just dead to push. Alright, dead to that too. Yeah, I mean, I missed land drops and got ran over. Barrier breach, you say? Well, well, well. Video removal out. Rip's probably good enough. Cat oven, do I care? Cat oven feels mopey. Dobbin's veto. Extinction event. Oh wait, they have the 2-1. They have white Eidolon, or not Eidolon, but white thing. White endurance, whatever it's called. What kind of curiosity? White curiosity. But there's rest in peace. All my removal exiles anyways already. Even the breach exiles, right? So it'd be just for Cat Oven. I forget if they had anything else. I've got Flicker, I guess. Breach, nice deck. Lori, yeah, I got it from you. How is it? I don't know if you went back and watched the VOD, but your comment was a little tilting. The whole, like, top decks really well. You heard? Yeah. It's fine, but... I believe we had a slight misunderstanding. Yeah, I mean, my play wasn't great, but it's not exactly what you want to hear. Till you open and just top deck's great 2 games in a row. This is a little risky to play that one first. If they have another if they have a Thoughtseize, I might just floods. But Lori said this top deck's great, so I should be fine either way. Gonna play like a coward. Am I part of the MTGO Early Access Foundations? I could be, but they don't appeal to me. A, I've never been part of them before, and B, I'll be traveling to Lille tomorrow. I'm new to this. Can we clip this somehow? I don't know what you mean, but yeah, you can clip on Twitch. Emitter the Thoughtseize. Flooded. AFD is far right. IFD is no Gucci. Alright, I got punished for taking the cowards away. Sadly, you'll be traveling to Lille tomorrow as well. Why sadly? Should have flown today, but flight got delayed. Are you qualified or were you planning on going to the LCQ? Also, are you... Wait, is that deck even a Pioneer deck? Yeah, are you playing Ignis? Are you bringing back Ignis combo? Planning to LCQ, but you can't make it, right? Caretaker Oven is nice. You get to draw on your opponent's turn too, just by making a food. It's pretty sick. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of LCQs, right? Yeah, Ignis is Runaway Steamkin, amongst others. Collected Company. Any new cards in that deck? Loran? Jeez. It worked. I was promised some top decks by Lorwee though. Anytime now. No, it might be too late. It might be too late to get out of that spot. Okay, that was decent. Something. Have I played Dual Commander? Any thoughts on it? No. Sure, it's fun. Really good Heliod's matchup, yeah. Hunting food decks are very popular here. Do I care about ramping more? Ramping is fun. I'm taking a lot of damage. I'm kind of screwed. Even if I top deck Zur, you have Cat Oven to block. Yeah, I mean, if food is popular, any kind of oven, obviously I'd rather have Heliod's Intervention than Barrier Breach. Yeah, don't they have them on demand? So hopefully there's, at least you get to play in a few. I got a little greedy, but also unfortunate that her Thoughtseize like turn before I could cast Overlord. Is it good enough? It might be. I do have 2 other enchantments. It's some damage through. Probably not, though. I mean, I think they can probably overpower me at this point if they have enough removal. If I win this game, will I get you a quest sign mail for your amazing forecast? Sure. I'm not sure there's gonna be like a place to get a quest on walking distance from the venue though. And if they have them in the venue, they probably won't be very good quest on, but decent top deck, but I think it's like way too little too late. Like not getting Up the Beanstalk going or drawing a few too many lands in the mid game. Are you still playing Living in Modern? Someone was asking about Living In the other day. I was like, just ask Lord Beerus. Yes, Frio right now is it. It's okay versus. Are you playing? Is there a challenge today? I couldn't play challenge today because I have something at 6. It's like DC against energy, 4 endurance, 4 subtlety, 2 main deck commandeer. The best deck in modern is mono white prison though. Can't wait to get to play some more mono white prison soon. We're gonna see the mono white list. Let's check my stream deck here. I went 7-3 was it in the showcase? I had a scoop last round though, but also timed out a round, I think. I'm gonna scoop them up. I don't think I'm making a comeback here. No green mana. Triple zero. Giganta. Okay. Oh, maybe I should have kept my 1 land that comes into play untapped. Oopsie. Might just be better off this way, honestly, though. Get loss is necessary. And you have Vanishing Verse. Phoenix is a tough matchup. You think Spelunking's terrible? Have you tried it? I'm always so happy when I draw it. It ramps you, it makes your Zur better in grindy games. I'm always really happy when I draw the first one. Often free mana explore where you'd rather play an Overlord instead. Okay, I mean, if you have turn free Overlord, you're probably doing pretty good. Not a very good argument. Also really good was the green Overlords. It's like so much extra mana. Yeah, I could lose in 10 minutes, true. Like, even when you have a good draw, you're always like, wish you had more mana in play and makes green Overlord better, saves you damage from shot, I don't know. If it wasn't for Zur, I agree it would like not be that great. But I feel like I get along a lot of spots where having the extra enchantment to animate. But I already have Giganta in hand. What, 13? I mean, counterpoint Adam that people you tell people, look, we made your lives better, the economy is fine, and people are like, then people will say you're being condescending and not listening to the people. So I don't know. I mean, I haven't followed the whole convo you guys are having, but I mean, can't lose. As it could kill my Zur, and then what? Communism? Do you think communist works, Christoph? Think communist works at scale? If I was in the tournament, I would not bring in High Noon on the draw. But for science. For science, I will. I've just been boarding out Blue Overlord in this matchup. And then could try like one Extinction Event over one Up the Beanstalk maybe. Because some people think Up the Beanstalk's too slow. Well, it's from Gershi, who is a childhood friend of mine. How do you think Get Lost is better or so many relevant targets in verse not is not enough? I think Get Lost just bad cards. You don't need to play it when you have access to Vanishing Verse and go for the throat. I think Blue-White is like you maybe have to play it because there's nothing else, but you have access to black mana. And you already have 4 bindings. Like, I don't know, Get Lost just not a good. Giving 2 maps to kill something's just heinous. I feel like it's just kind of a necessary evil kind of card more than a card you should just. I'd actually be able to get away here was like jumping for hoops. This is why I'm playing Drowned Catacomb over the Verge. I'm not saying it's right, but that exact scenario, where if this was a blue-black Verge, well, to be fair, I would have just small again, but like basically for the scenarios where you don't draw a Triome and don't have. Ooh, I didn't know Cowblow. Might not even shock here, honestly. Shocking there is really bad if they have a Thoughtseize. Which to do. I guess I'll just verse now. I'll let them pick. What's up, Kimo? How are you doing? It's Jover. Or is it? Still not enough time for a Geo, honestly, though. Sorry. Even though that was pretty fat. We could do Speed Geo, I guess. Bid accordingly. Maybe. Okay, I don't know how to phrase that or frame it, but I'm gonna do prediction for GeoGuessr, but I guess just it's gonna be a 2-minute clock instead of a 3-minute clock. So keep that in mind when you gamble. What do you think of Assassin's Trophy over Gale Lost? I have no idea. I mean, you have 4 binding and verse, and but you really are you that desperate right now for I mean, maybe you are, but I feel like you should be okay. I can only play 1 removal spell. Oh, they're just deads. I'm silly. I didn't see they were at 6. Maybe I didn't realize I could. All right, free 2, free 2, free 2. Yeah, I mean Phoenix is tough if they play well and they play around your Extinction Event the whole game. I don't know, that game was super sus. Kind of almost want to add them to my list of sus players just for future, even though it was just a league. Yeah, well, I add people to my ghosting list, and I'll add like what the scenario was to. What was it, like Victor Cavarlo 01 or something? Vitor Carvalho 01.